Welcome to Defender versus Offender, where we talk about the news that upsets us and the news that makes us proud to say we're the Chicago Defender. I'm BJ.
I'm Kerris.
And let's get started. So, our first defending topic of the week will be on Fire Thomas in Ventura County. As we know, this massive fire has been in a rage, and if you've seen the videos of the people driving on 405 and the massive fire that they're driving into.
It's terrifying for a simple fact that it's been going on for so long. And what makes it worse is that this fire is literally moving further up into Carpinteria, which is basically going into a forest that has not been burned in 100 years. They're fighting it from the morning to the night, and it's going to get worse.
The good thing about it is that people have been in great solidarity with each other. They've been holding food drives.
We are thankful for the people like Me Movers who are offering their storage facility for people to store their belongings until February, which is great. And then there's also the Mattress Man, who's also offering mattresses to people who have basically lost everything. There's a strong possibility that it's climate change. The fire season typically ends at the beginning of October when the rain comes and replenishes the land. But because California's been facing tons of droughts lately, that's creating a lot of dry, dead vegetation. Not only that, but winds such as Santa Ana winds and Diablo winds.
That's creating it to spread.
The good news is that 4 smaller fires were able to be contained and they're going out. But like you said, the Thomas fire is only 10% contained. Makes it even more scary.
The next offending topic of the week is on carjackings in Chicago.
Carjackings have gone up substantially these last couple of years. It used to be around like 300 carjackings just 2 years ago. Then last year it jumped up to 663 carjackings, and this year right now is 700, and obviously it's steadily increasing. They think that a carjacking ring might be happening. Teenagers and adults are going out and they're scouting anyone who has a somewhat nicer car, 2012 and up. And it's happening at any time of the day too. It's not just at night. It's definitely a problem.
We're a city with so much crime, but we're also a city that's so quick to resort to increasing police presence in these communities. And I just question whether or not that's really the answer. Like, do we increase police or do we increase jobs and resources for people in underserved communities?
The defendant for this week is Maria Pappas, who is the treasurer for Cook County, and she's trying to make sure that all senior citizens who are behind their taxes do not end up losing their homes. Basically, about 29,000 residential properties are up for grabs. Maria Pappas is trying to make sure that senior citizens are aware of their situation, they know how much they are behind, and if so, then what can they do to maintain their home? People obviously are having a hard time to begin with. They have fixed budgets, they're not making more income. So that'll only just make a situation that was already bad worse. That's why Maria Pappas is giving 10 aldermen marching orders to go out to each of their residents who are on that list and let them know what's going on.
That's nothing but the city preying on the poor and people who can't afford to pay property taxes.
Exactly.
Seniors especially have probably spent years paying their mortgage off. And it's just like, you're just gonna take advantage of these people because of a few missed payments.
If you think you're behind on your taxes, please make sure to contact the Cook County Treasurer's Office before May 4th, 2018 to make sure that you're in good standing. BJ, do you remember when you were like little, you were able to get summer reading lists?
Yeah.
Do you remember how long it took you usually to get through those lists?
The whole summer.
Could you imagine reading through your summer list in like a day?
No.
Could you imagine reading 100 books in a
Absolutely not. No.
Caleb Green, who is 4 years old, was able to read 100 books in one day. When Caleb first initially made that goal, he told his father, and his father was like, "Oh, that's great, but do you think about like lowering it or just something that's more manageable?" And Caleb was like, "No, I want to read 100 books. I can do it." And when they found out they didn't have enough, their friends and family went ahead and pitched in to make sure that Caleb was able to have 100 books to read. And the cool thing about it is that Caleb was able to tackle that goal with a smile on his face, and then he did a little dance at the end of it. I think this is just a moment for us to like challenge ourselves and still try to make positive things happen, regardless of what other obstacles are in your way.
So for this defending topic of the week, we want to give a huge shout out to the Black men and women of Alabama who elected Doug Jones. This is a huge victory. I mean, just seeing what your vote can actually bring to your community.
Black men and women cinched the election for Doug Jones, with 93% African American males and 98% African American women voting strictly for Doug Jones.
And we all know that this election was so controversial because of Roy Moore and
Yeah.
because of his past. And despite that knowledge, you still had majority of white women vote for this man. So, I mean, it brings up a lot of questions. Did we have this turnout because of Roy Moore's past, or were we genuinely interested in Doug Jones' argument?
I think it's both. We can't control a lot, but we can control whether or not someone who's known to be a predator gets into office. And I think people just took a moment where they could stand up for themselves and they made the most of it. So thank you for tuning in this week. We do appreciate it. Make sure to go ahead and like our new page to make sure that you stay abreast with all our new episodes, behind the scene footage, and everything else that you like about Defender versus Offender. This is a soundboard for you, so make sure to comment below. Happy holidays, be safe, and we'll see you next time.